Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another rewind plan with me for my trip to Ireland. This is the second rewind plan with me, so if you have not seen the first one, definitely go check that out. I love how it turned out, and I think you guys did too, and I'm so ecstatic about that. So we're going to do another week, and this week is not as fun, but it's still fun. It's just we're starting to kind of get down to business and start to teach and do more homework and stuff like that. So it's not as adventurous, but it's still so much fun. It was still amazing. So I'm using this kit from Station Stickers. It is all travel oriented, so I thought it was so perfect, and it has so much rose gold to it, so I thought it would be so perfect because you guys know I have so many rose gold stickers. So yes, I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get started. So like I said, this part of the trip was starting to kind of get more serious. All of us, we started to teach, and we went to a little school in Cork. So we traveled to Cork, and this is when we went into the school, and we were there all day from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and we had the same schedule as the teachers, and it's so different than the education in America. And yes, it's just insane to think about, because I don't know, it's just, I'll get more into it, but yeah, it's just kind of crazy just because of how they kind of run their classes and how the students behave. And they're a little more behind, I want to say, how they teach, just because, I don't know, it's hard to describe. Okay, I'm going to use this full box in the corner, but just their behavior management plan is just very different than ours. Personally, I believe, and the way they teach, we're always taught, let me find, okay. We're taught to, in our school, I don't know if it's how other schools are, but not to use workbooks. And we're kind of just to do a lot of hands-on materials, and we didn't find that a lot over there. They're all out of workbooks, which is sad. But they also can sit still for that long, which is so weird. Just because, I don't know, just giving the students brain breaks and stuff. We did that a couple times when we taught, just because that's how if they're sitting for that long, they would just sit there, but they would learn and cooperate and engage. I'm just like, the kids in America, the kids that I taught, they're so used to getting up and doing hands-on kinesthetic learning that it's just night and day for the students overseas. It's just crazy to think about. Okay, so let me find a weekly box real quick. Does this come with a weekly box? It does not, so I'm just going to use two. Yes, it does. But it's the brown one. All right, that's fine. And they also do a lot of cursive. We don't cursive in our curriculum anymore. We don't teach that, which is just different for us. I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and just turn this down. But it was so nice to see how they still incorporate cursive, because I learned cursive, and you just need it on so many official documents, with a passport and with the ACT and SAT, just state tests. You need to be able to write cursive, and we're just not teaching that anymore. So it was really cool to see that over there, and they're just a lot more well-behaved than us. I think that obviously it's expected for the students to behave in America, but I just think that the students over there, they don't misbehave as often as you would think. Not because they're in Ireland, but due to the fact that they're in their seats. And a lot of times if you're not giving, we've learned that if you're not giving the students a lot of hands-on activities and a lot of stuff to do, that can cause misbehavior. So it's very different. So that's one thing I noticed. And also they were taking a standardized tests, which is kind of like what we do. I was doing third class. For third class, they were doing a standardized test, but their standardized tests were graded by the teacher. And that just had me in disbelief because we were just never allowed to, like, it was just so more relaxed than it is in the States. So that's what's crazy is like the teacher graded the tests. And I remember I was talking to some other friends or some of my other classmates that like went on the trip with me, and that it was different because I remember we had to have a book for after the test, and it had to be under our desks. We weren't allowed to like sit next to people. Like we were in literally rows like this, and this was like a desk, but there was a certain amount of space. And just that's how it was. And it was a lot more strict. And if you had to use the restroom, you had to give your teacher the test. And it just wasn't like that. They could go to the bathroom whenever. The teacher didn't have to collect the test. Like I said, the teacher graded it. They could use pen, which was so against what we were like able to do. It was just so that was like the main difference. And after their tests, they like took out a book, but when one of the boys like looked back at his test, and I was like in the States, that is so forbidden. And I just think that I don't know if this is all over, but I found that the students just behave more because I honestly don't think they're given an option. Like I just feel like students tend to misbehave more in the States than they do over there. I don't know if it was just the structure of the school, it could be, but there was like no disrespect. Like the teacher, like the students would listen so well, so carefully, and like not like disrespect the teacher at all or say like no or back talk. Like I feel like a lot of times you just hear a lot of students like swearing or acting out and in the States. But in Ireland, it's just like, you're not really given an option. You behave. Like, there's a lot more respect for authority. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot more respect. And, yeah, just their curriculum's very different. They also do their long division and their math differently than us. Just long division. They flip it upside down, if that makes sense. But then, I don't know if you guys did this when you were younger, but lattice method for multiplication, they've never heard of it, and I showed my teacher it, and he was just amazed. He was like, this is so neat. Like, he's obviously never heard of it. But not as much technology in the classroom, I've noticed as well. But their students are a lot more advanced than us. Like in kindergarten, the students are, a lot of like the school I was in, the students already knew how to read, which was insane to me. But also like good for them. So I don't think I'm gonna use the brown. I think I'm gonna use the pink on top of the full boxes. Because also, they start school at a younger age. Because they have, like, just their whole system is different. They don't really have preschool. So that's different. And their schools have different names. So instead of, like, elementary school and middle school and high school, they just have first school or primary school and secondary school, which was different, too. They don't like call freshman year, senior year, junior year, or anything like that. So that was cool to see. And also, the teachers, they have gym once a week. Yes, I'm trying to think if we had gym once a week. I think we did. But the teachers teach gym class, and we don't have that. Is that the teachers, they are the ones who teach art or music or gym. Like they have one teacher instead of teachers that specialize in the certain subject areas. So like I would never want to teach music. Like I can't even play the recorder. So it's just crazy to like, which it's unfortunate at sometimes, because you're gonna have students, you're gonna have teachers that cannot, I mean, do any music, and they're forced to teach it. So they're not going to just do as well when teaching it. Like they're gonna strive in other subjects, and then the teacher could end up lacking in that subject, which is unfortunate. So that's what's interesting about that. Like our teacher loved art, so he loved teaching art, but he also hated teaching gym, and he had no other choice. But we did, me and the girl I taught with, Jen, we read the students a book, which was fun. It was, I think it was called like The Sheep Pig or something, but it was similar to, it reminded us of Charlotte's Web, but they've also heard of Charlotte's Web, so I don't know. Oh, and also, they left their students alone. Like in the US, you cannot, like just because I'm in college and going to school to be a teacher, I don't have my license to be a teacher, so I cannot be left alone with the kids in the States. Like that's a lawsuit. And they can leave, like just for, like let's say no more than a half an hour, but they can leave their students with a responsible adult. That's what is considered. So the teacher had to go to yard, which is recess. He was one of the monitors, and he left me and Jen to finish like the class, not finish the class, but finish reading the story while he was gone. And if we weren't there, they would just be left alone, which is crazy to me. Alright, so all my glitter headers are down. I think that looks adorable. And I want to do date covers, I think. Not sure. I'm like too lazy to do date covers. I'll do them because I have some gold ones, and are these rose gold? I don't know what oh, these are rose gold. I'm sorry. Okay. I was like, uh-oh, did I read the wrong ones? I did not. So I'm just gonna white these out. But these are from Rose Colored Days. These are the autumn collection with the rose gold. So I'm going to white this out, put these down, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to take these from Clever Gal Crafts, and I'm going to take these are in Ethel, and these are just the peach ones with the rose gold foil. For Monday, I'm going to mark that it was the first day of student teaching, and actually, unfortunately, our teacher was not there that day, which was fine just because we ended up going into I went into another class, which was fine. It wasn't bad at all. So I'm going to mark that, and I'm going to do the same thing I did previously in the last video and put everything down at the end. And I'm going to use I'll use one of these. These are from Clever Gal Crafts, and I'm going to take this peach color, and this is in Millie, and I'm going to put this right above. Perfect. And also I'm not doing date dots just because I don't feel like doing date dots. Okay, and then I had to pack because we were moving places. We had a lot of difficulty. There was just some miscommunication with where we were staying. So a lot of us, there was just miscommunication with where we were staying. So where we were put last minute was very not safe for us. so they ended up moving us, which was so nice of them. And I'm going to take a squiggle from Nikki's collab with Rose Colored Days. And then I'm going to do this. So we were just put in we were put in an unsafe situation. It wasn't my school's fault. It was just, unfortunately, what had happened. So I do want to mark that we had to pack up because they did move us, which I was very thankful for. So I'm trying to find a sticker, and I think I'm just going to use these. These are from Sessav. These are just some arrows, and I'm just going to put one right here that I had to pack. All right, and then after I packed, we had a meeting. And for a meeting, I'm just going to use a quarter box. I'm going to use the green one and put that right here. Because we wanted to work, or we needed to meet for our last seminar. Oh, I do have this little sheet. Let's see if this has a little computer. But that's green. That's okay. I'm just going to put that right there to mark that we had a seminar at 5 p.m. So that was all it for Monday. It was really easy day. We just went to teach, and then we had a meeting, and I needed to pack. All right, perfect. I'm just going to leave this little spot blank. It's totally fine. So for Tuesday, again, we taught, and then we ended up moving. So this was moving day, and we were all so excited because we just all really wanted to move. Okay, I'm going to take one of these. These are from these are from CoverGirl Crafts and Come Together, and I'm going to take one of these cars and put it right over in the corner just to mark it was moving day. And then at the end of the day, when we got there, we unpacked and organized. So I want to find a little icon, a little quarter box, and these are from Little Miss Papery. And if you use the code Amanda PR15, you can get 15% off your order. And then I'm going to take one of these, and those are the quarter boxes with the glitter around the rim, and I think they're so cute. And then we went to the grocery store, which was so exciting. I love going to the grocery store. So I'm going to take, which one's bigger? I'll take this one. So this is again from the little sampler, and I'm going to take this on a little flag and mark we just went to the grocery store. I'm going to take that on a gray box, or white. I'll do a white. And these are from CleverGirl Crafts. And these are in Lily with the gold foil, but these are the scattered hearts. So they have little hearts on them. They're so adorable. So that's the mark at the grocery store. And we went out for dinner, and this dinner was amazing. We ended up going back to this place maybe 4 times, and we were only there for about a week and a half. Maybe 4 or 5 times. It was amazing. It was called ramen, which is so good. So I'm going to take one of these. They're from GP Sticker Studio, and I might just use this orangey color. And these are, I'm not sure what these are called. These are on her matte paper, or her vinyl paper, so she doesn't sell her vinyl anymore. I think she just has matte and glossy, but her matte's really nice. So I'm going to go in and record all of that. So now for Wednesday in the morning, I needed to remind myself to pack my lunch, because if I didn't, I would not be eating lunch. So I want to just use a little asterisk to remind myself, or that I reminded myself to do that. So I'm going to take one of these from Planning World, and these are in the rose gold foil. And then after school, we did tour the Cork County Jail, which was so neat. I loved it. I thought it was so cool. So I'm going to mark that. And that was just really fun to see. There was a lot of history to it. And again, I'll be posting pictures throughout this spread. just like I did last time. I really like doing that. And I'm going to take more of these Sesame little arrows, and I'm going to do some layering. All right, perfect. And then me and my roommates, we watched a movie when we got home, and we made dinner, so that was so yummy. So I'm going to put that down here. We watched The Other Woman, which was such a funny movie. I love that movie. I kind of want to take, does this green match? I might take this white, but that's too much white in that little area. I'll switch these. And here we just made pasta. I'm going to take a squiggle from Rose Colored Days because I really do not like how I wrote that. I just kind of screwed it up, but it is what it is. So this is the first half of the week. I really love how it turned out. I think it's so pretty. I love, love, love these colors. Now for Thursday, like I said that me and Jen, we read a story to the class. So I'm going to take a book that is from Clever Gal Crafts. These are not foiled. They are just the unfoiled ones, and I absolutely love them. I use them all the time. I'm going to take the cream and just put that right there just to mark that we read a story. And then we went to the coffee shop and we did some homework just because we wanted to get a lot of stuff done. So I'm going to take these from Simply Watercolor Co. These were a Simply Foiled Tuesday. And I'm going to take that in a quarter box. And I'm going to take this one from Piper Paper Company. And these are the bright laptop half box stickers. Just put that right there. Should I put this little guy here? Yeah, I like that because it's like a little paper clip too. And then when I got home, I did some laundry because I needed to do my laundry. It was so, so bad. So I'm going to take these from the kit. I'm going to take the laundry basket and the laundry machine. And I'm going to take a washi strip from the kit. This right here, and then just marking laundry basket down there. Perfect. So I'm going to go in and write everything in. Perfect. And then for Friday, we actually went to a whole new school that day. Our school had an in-service, so we moved for the day. And I'm going to use a box and put that in the center. And I'm going to take a heart from Clever Gal Crafts again and put that at the top. And these are in the Come Together colorway. And then at this school, I taught a math lesson and a PE lesson, and I have never taught a PE lesson in my whole entire life. So that was atrocious. That was the worst thing I've ever done. I just had no idea how to do it, and the kids weren't really listening to me, so that kind of made it difficult as well. I tried my best to do classroom management, and it just wasn't good. But I mean, we all have to have experiences like that, so I'm thankful because now I know what to do in that situation. And then we had a girls' night, which was so much fun. I'm going to take one of these again, Little Miss Papery, and I don't know which one I want to use. I might hold off on these because I don't want to use one of those. So I'm just going to take, maybe I'll just take a half box. I don't want to take 2 half boxes though. I'll do another washi strip like I did before. So we had a girls' night, we played games, and we had face masks because we just had a rough night, or I had a rough day, which was fine. And then I'm going to take a bow from Clever Gal Crafts in Sophie and put that above. Take up some more room. And yeah, it was a really easy, lazy day after we talked. And then for Saturday, we did a road trip and we went to the Ring of Kerry, which was fun. We woke up super early and we headed off. It was so beautiful. I loved it. The only thing is it was a bus tour, and I don't know, I don't like bus tours because it's, you get on, you get off, you get on, you get off, you get on, you get off. And it just really wasn't my favorite thing to do. I loved the stops there. I just wish, I mean, there was really another option. But it was so scary because along the bus ride, you could look over and see like the cliffs, just like on both sides were cliffs, but one was like water, one was land, so it was like looking over to death. It was so terrifying. And we were in this whole, and we were where were we? Or we were on a charter bus, so that was huge. So that was really scary to go look or just experience. And then after the Ring of Kerry, we stopped in Killarney and we had dinner and we just kind of shopped around. So I'm going to take one of these again from GP Sticker Studio. And then we had ice cream, which was so good. So I'm going to take a little heart and mark that we had ice cream. But I want to see if I have an opened heart, which I don't think I do. Which is fine, I can just take one of these. And then we also had game night, so I'll just use the heart to mark game night. And then we were actually staying at a hotel this night, so a bunch of us came over to our room and we had game night, so that was super fun. And then Sunday we had a continental breakfast, which was amazing because we have not had one of those since we have arrived there. So I do want to mark that because it was just so yummy. And I'm going to use a little coffee cup from Clever Gal Crafts. I'm going to use this like brownish color. And then we did the Molly Gallivan, the tour of Molly Gallivan. So that was really neat. Really cool to see. It was really cute. It was a little farm, so that was really neat, and I loved it. I thought it was just so cool. So I'm gonna use a arrow again. I'll use this long one from Sesame again. And then we also stopped at the Charles Fort, which was so cool to see. I loved it. It was really neat. And then we stopped and we toured Charles Fort, which was so neat to see. And I'll insert pictures, but it was just amazing to see all of the different things that I learned about in high school and just actually seeing them and putting a like physical, visual attachment to it, I guess you could say. Just seeing it in person and kind of making everything connect was so neat. And then we headed home and I worked on some homeworks. I'm going to use a little planner from Planning World and just put that right there. And I'm going to take another little squiggle from Rose Colored Days and put that right there. And then again, I'm just going to mark some dinners we had I'm going to mark some of my steps and then to-dos and if I did my blog that day. Alright guys, this is the finished spread. I love how it turned out and I hope you guys did too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this plan with me, and make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, My Life Stuck on Paper, to get notified when I upload my next rewind spread for this week.